Stamper's Kim from stampingimperfection.com. Welcome to my craft room and happy National Scrapbook Day. To honor National Scrapbook Day, I decided to make a Mother's Day layout, a 2-page Mother's Day layout, and I'm using 2 stamp sets, one called Mother's Love, and I'm using the sentiment Nobody Loves Like a Mom. And then I'm using Sweet Laughter for the Happy Mother's Day, and I really like the definition of the mother that they have here, one person who does a job of 20 for free. See also Superhero, Master Chef, and Saint. And I'm also using this designer series paper. For the life of me, I cannot remember the name of it. I'll put it up on the screen. And I'm starting my pages with a 12 by 12 piece of Whisper White cardstock. I cut down my designer series paper to 11 by 11, and I'm just going to glue this down. So I'll just put a little glue around the edges. So I'll just center that in the page. Then I've got a piece of this gold satin ribbon, and I've cut it about 13 inches or so. I'm going to put 2 glue dots on each end so that I can add the ribbon. And I just fold it over at the ends like this. Just fold it over so that the glue dots are on the back. So I just fold it over like that. Get it as straight as possible. And then the glue dots stick to the back. Now I don't put any glue dots under the center until I add my photos, because I might want to slide a photo or two underneath there a little bit, so I wait to do that until I've actually got my photos on there. And since it's not Mother's Day yet, I don't have my photos. Now I've got this really pretty, I think this is this crumb cake or Sahara Sand? This is Sahara Sand lace trim. Again, I'm going to put 2 glue dots on each end, and again I'm putting 2 glue dots on each end, and again I have about 13 and a half inches. I just need enough to wrap around the end so I can get the glue dots sticking on the back, and then I'm just overlapping the scallop part of the lace, trying to get it as even as possible. And I'm not pulling too hard because I don't want to pull so hard that my ribbon causes the page to bend. I have now got this gold baker's twine. This it's like gold. There's like metallic gold inside, or wrapped around the baker's twine. And I'm putting a glue dot on each end, and I'm just going to layer this over the top part of the ribbon in exactly the same way. And again, after I put my pictures down, I'll secure this in a couple of spots with a glue dot on the front also, so you can't see it, but so it stays in place, so when people look at the page, and also then it won't sag. Like right now, the way I'm holding it, it's kind of sagging, the ribbon's kind of sagging, and I don't want that to happen on my completed page. So after I get my pictures down, I'll put a couple of glue dots underneath each piece so that they lay nice and flat. Okay, so now I've got 2 pages like this, and I've cut some of this brushed gold cardstock. I really love this. It's got a really pretty shimmer to it, and I like the way the gold looks against the crumb cake and white paper. This is cut 6.5 by 7, and I've trimmed the edges. I've trimmed the corners of this with my Project Life corner rounder. I really like it. It gives me really nice corners. So I'm just going to put this down on the center of the page. I've also created Happy Mother's Day, and this is going to be my title. I gold embossed that, and then I trimmed it with my Project Life framelit set. I cut a piece of brushed gold, just a little bit bigger. This is actually 5 inches. It's 1 inch by 5 inches, and again I rounded the corners. So again I'll put this down with some glue, and then I'm going to center it with some glue above my picture mat. Just like that. Now I want to put a little something down here, and let's see. I think I'm going to take this one, like this. I've also created, I did a little 2-minute quick tip on how to make that background. I used a clear block, stamped the clear block with no stamp on it on my ink pad. That's crumb cake. And then I stamped over the top and did the gold embossing with my sentiment from the Mother's Love stamp set. And again, I've rounded the corners. I stamped the crumb cake and the gold embossed image on Whisper White. This was a 3x3 piece. And then I rounded the corners. And then I have this was supposed to be 3.5 by 3.5, but I must have measured wrong because I have a little more lengthwise than going down. All right, and I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to pop this up on some dimensionals. But I think I want to actually add a little interest to this also. So I'm going to put 2 along the top and 2 along the bottom. And I'm thinking I'm going to use some of the seam binding. I have some embellishments I got from the Occasions catalog. You can purchase all these supplies online at mystampingstore.com. So I'm going to put this right side up down here in the corner, like that. It's going to overlap my photo mat. Now I could have, and a lot of times what I'll do is I'll leave this dimensional off, and that way I can slide picture under if I need to, but I didn't this time, so I'll have to be careful when I add my picture. So now I want to add some kind of embellishment there, and I'm thinking that I'm going to use some of this crumb cake. This is crumb cake seam binding. It has kind of a shabby chic look to it because it frays, and I think I'll take a little of this gold and just tie it around it. It's gold baker's twine. I love the way the gold looks here. We have gold metallic buttons that might work well as embellishments on here also. I'm not trying to make a bow or anything. What I basically want to do is create something that, and my embellishment is actually going to be silver. Hopefully that will look okay. I like the combination of metals. Not everybody does. So if you don't like that, get the gold buttons or get a gold embellishment. But I really like these. I think they're very pretty. So I'm going to add this with a glue dot or 2. So I'll put a couple of glue dots on the back, and I'm going to put this, I think I want to put this over here like this. I don't want to cover up my sentiment, but I want to have that on the bottom. And then I'm going to add a couple of glue dots to this. Put 2 right in the center. And I'm going to put this right on top of there, just like that. So I decided that before I leave this page and move on to finish the second page in this layout, I do want to add a couple more things. I really like these embellishments, so I'm going to add one of these embellishments to each side of my title because I definitely have enough room, and I like it. I guess I like it like this. So I'm just going to add these to the sides because they're just pretty. I really like them. And I bought them and haven't used them. This seems like a perfect excuse to use them. And then I just want to add, I'm just going to randomly add some rhinestones to my page here and there. I just like to have a couple rhinestones randomly added to my page just for some bling. Okay, just to give it a little bit of interest. So that completes that page. So I'm going to move on to the second page. I've already got the base done, and I really only have a couple of elements I want to add to this. I have 2 brushed gold mats. These are 4.5 by 6.5. Again, I rounded the corners, and I'm just going to glue these down. I always, once my pictures are on and my journaling is done, I will put this in a 12 by 12 plastic page protector. Okay, and then for the title of this page, I'm going to use that definition of mother. And you can see I didn't use the dictionary part of it. This is gold embossing powder with the Encore Gold ink, and heat set with my heat tool. The Whisper White is cut at 1.5 by 1.5 by 4, I believe, or 1.5 by, let me check. 1.5 by 3.5, and then this was cut at 1 3/4 by 4.5. So I'm just going to attach this, and again, I rounded the corners of each of them. I just really liked the way the rounded corners looked on this particular page for some reason. You know, sometimes you're just in the mood for a particular touch on a page when you're making it. That's exactly how this page kind of evolved. This is going to go in the center above the two things, and again I created another element with the gold, and I looped the gold this time because I don't have a sentiment to go down here in the corner. So I looped the gold baker's twine a little bit, giving it a couple extra twists and turns, and now I'm just going to add this to the center just like that, and that's going to complete this page. And again, I'll add a few little touches. I don't want to add too many. I've got the other things on the other page, and I don't want to put too much raised stuff because I do store my scrapbooks flat on a shelf, and I don't want to have too many pointy embellishments that are going to make marks on the other pages as they lay together. So that completes my 2-page Mother's Day scrapbook layout, and I love the color combination. I think it's very elegant. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks very much for watching. Stop by my blog at stampingandperfection.com. If you enjoy scrapbooking, you might enjoy a subscription to my Simply Scrapbooks. Thanks for watching.